Hey guys, welcome to my channel again, and today we are going to do some DB12 runs. So I'm going to show you guys 4 teams. If you have no TRICARU, you are not planning to build it soon, no worries. I'm going to show you 4 F2P teams, but just note that all these teams average around 230 minutes clear. So if you are looking for speed team, then this video will not help you solve your problem. So let's get right into it. This is the first team that you are seeing right now. We'll run Verdehile, Loren, Fran, Spectra, and Crow. So let's go. I know that many people are building TRICARU, and in fact, if you go and look at the ranking board or the strategy info, you'll see that the Water Inugami is now the top monster being used in DB12. But to some, I guess it might be a bit time intensive for you guys to farm it, since it really takes a long time to farm it. But I still believe that it's worth it. Personally, I haven't started building it myself, but I think I will build it once I've gotten some of my second awakening monsters awakened before I start on my TRICARU team. Yeah, so these 4 teams that I'm going to show you, they are free to play, but they are not speed team. With this auto farming that we have right now, I think it is okay for people to actually run teams that take a little bit longer, especially let's say you are multitasking, you are doing your work, you are doing your household chores, and you just want to farm safely. Then these are the 4 teams that you can try. So for this first team, we do have 2 second awakening monsters, so that might take some time for you guys to build it, but the other 3 teams wouldn't have this second awakening monsters. I mean, you will still see Spectra, but not so much on Crow. You can also switch out Crow for Inugami. And for this team, the key purpose will be to push back attack bar and try not to let the boss move. I would say that in fact all the safe team built upon, oh, this is a fast run, I'm quite surprised. Built upon this concept. Wow, crit rate though, it could have been crit damage, but I'll take it. Okay, so that's the first team. I'll show you guys the rune. I think I'll insert it at the loading screen. Okay, now for the next team, we'll keep Verdehile, we'll keep Loren and Fran, and we will change this to Aegir, and the other one will be chilling. So I think this team is much more free to play friendly since there's no second awakening involved. You'll probably be building all these monsters, maybe except for chilling. Whether or not you want to invest chilling in DB12, if you do have extra resources, you could, because they could be useful in RTA. Otherwise, maybe you should just focus your resources on other monsters like, let's say, TRICARU. Yeah, as I was saying just now, to establish a safe team, the key thing is that you must strip the boss. The wheel there is really dangerous because it allows the boss to take multiple turns. So stripping the boss is crucial. And next, of course, once you strip the boss, you need to reduce his attack bar. If you can reduce the attack bar of the right tower, which boosts the boss, that is a bonus. Okay, so long as the boss takes as little turn as possible, you could ensure that your team is safe. In DB12, you could try to nuke down the boss, but in this case, the boss is just too difficult to nuke, especially for those early game players. Your runes wouldn't be good enough to nuke down the boss. So I would suggest to go for the reduced ATB method, and to ensure that you strip the boss, make sure your accuracy is high. I think my Loren probably have about 70% accuracy at least. So yeah, just make sure you prioritize the accuracy. If your accuracy is low, then your run wouldn't be safe. So just take note of this. So for this team, my Aegir reduces the attack bar as well, and it steals the will. So it's an insurance for me. In this entire team, I have 3 monsters that could strip, and 2 monsters, in fact 3 monsters as well, that could reduce ATB. Fran also reduces ATB, but I don't really have a very high accuracy on Fran. So yeah, so you get the gist after a while that this is how I go about building a safe DB12 team. In fact, if you look at this team, if you don't have Aegir, you did not build your Aegir, and you do have Water Chimera, you can actually use it as well. That works because the Water Chimera 3rd skill also reduces the enemy attack bar, and the 3rd skill of Water Chimera actually reduces everyone's attack bar. So that is good as well. There is one substitute which you can expect. So this run took a little bit longer than expected. Yeah, but I said it's not supposed to be a fast team. Okay, and the 3rd team. So now we will bring back our, yeah, I need my Fran. We will bring back our Spectra, and we will put in, what's the other one? Alright, this Sigmarus. Yeah, so as for all safe team, whether or not your run is fast depends on how consistent you manage to strip the boss, and how consistent you push back the attack bar. If you do notice, I do have a couple of elements inside here. Like I said, 1, a stripper, 2, ATB reduction, 3, attack buff, and 4, defense break. That's a lot. That's really a lot to make this team work. But if you can't get everything in, then you could give up certain things. Let's say, for example, defense break. Okay, it's really just about how fast you want your run to be. If you don't mind a slower run, then you could choose to give up your attack buff or your defense break, because like I said, to ensure consistent run, you strip and you reduce ATB. The will provided by Fran is to provide additional survivability, so that is good. But I think the staple for DB12, if we are not talking about TRICARU of course, would be your Verdehile, your Loren, and your Fran. These 3 monsters for all the early game player out there, please build them. They are so versatile, you can use them in so many places, especially for Loren and Fran. In fact, these two you can use it in almost all of the dungeons. Yeah. For Spectra, if you guys do not have a 2nd Awakened Spectra, I think the Unawakened Spectra will work, but not as well. It still does push back ATB, so you could try, and the skill 2 of the Spectra still does damage according to the enemy's max HP. Yeah, so this is the 3rd team. We managed to clear the boss. 2 minute 12, not too bad. Alright, and now down to the last team. For the last team, we will keep, I think we'll only change one person, which is we'll take out Spectra and we will put in Chilling. Yeah, so just now I was talking about damage according to target's max HP. So if you guys want to improve your DB12 run without TRICARU, then do select monsters that does damage according to enemy's max HP, because the DB12 boss does have a lot of HP, and the damage that scales with the enemy's max HP will do a lot of damage. I don't know whether you catch it just now. My Sigmarus actually does quite a bit of damage to the enemy. Same for Spectra. That's why you see that these two monsters are being used quite often in DB12. I mean, before TRICARU, of course. Sorry that I keep mentioning TRICARU because it is really the hype now. I actually don't know how fast you can push the boundary with TRICARU though. I see my guildmates clocking about 1 minute 30 seconds with TRICARU, so it's still quite alright. For me personally, I don't mind a slightly longer run because I'm usually multitasking, so that's fine for me. Yeah. So for those who haven't built Sigmarus, please build him or her, because she does bring about quite a bit of utility as well. She freezes the enemy, she does attack break as well, and I think the fact that her skills all scale with enemy's max HP is really awesome. Yeah. In this account, I actually have Illudia, the Light Phoenix, but only skill 2 skills with enemy's max HP, so it's not working that well, although its third skill does strip and provide a defense break. But I don't see it being very useful in DB12. Yeah, so I think that's sort of covers all these 4 teams and the concept behind choosing the 4 teams. So this is a bad run. Yeah, so unfortunately this is bad. So out of this 4 team, I think maybe this team is not too stable. I'm not sure. But just now I've tried to run a couple of runs, about 10 runs. It works fine. But I must say that when you're using Violent Rune, you are living, I mean, there is a probability of failure because you are depending on procs, especially when your rune quality is not good enough. Yeah, so this is the 4 teams that I have. I'm sorry that the 4th run wasn't successful, but rest assured that it does give you quite a good run, and these 4 teams are actually pretty safe for you guys to run. But as I said, these 4 teams should be used in the interim if you are struggling with DB12 or even DB10 and 11, because these teams are good throughout DB10 to 12. But do start building your TRICARU. As you are building your TRICARU, you can use all these teams to just complete some runs. Okay, so that's all I have for today. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me a lot. In the next video, I will cover something related to the Dragons dungeon as well, which is on Tetra. So do keep a lookout, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.